support and make sure that every child in Southwest Florida that needs behavioral health care gets behavioral health care. So give yourselves a round of applause. For those of you that know me, don't worry, I've got a script. I'm going to try to keep to it, so I should be very short in terms of not my height, but in terms of how long I'm up here. The sweat rolling off my forehead is because I am so happy to be up here and that I am not one of the comedians, and that should make you all very happy. So my name is Marshall Bauer, and I am the chair of the SalusCare Board of Directors, and I have the distinct honor and immense pleasure of kicking off not the first, not the second, but our third annual Laughter is the Best Medicine Comedy Night to benefit the youth and patients served by our region's leader in behavioral health care, SalusCare. Round of applause. So on behalf of my fellow vet board members, SalusCare's more than 16,000 patients and its 400 staff members, thank you from the bottom of my heart. Without it, we could not provide the much needed and very important healthcare services to our community. I would like to specifically thank our wonderful and generous sponsors. You're going to be recognized later on, but you cannot be recognized enough, so I get to be the first one. Will all of the sponsors in the room please stand up so we can give you a much-deserved round of applause. Sponsors. And what would this event be without our celebrity comics? All who have given up their time and talent, well, you'll be the judge of that, to make this thing happen tonight. Without them, we would not have an event. Now, I would like to introduce to you the MC for tonight's event. We're thrilled, as I said earlier, to have back, this time, stepping up and being our MC. Michael Palascak joins us for the third year. Michael, come on up here. Let me say a little bit about Michael as he's coming up here. You all already know this, but Michael was one of the finalists on NBC's Last Comic Standing and has appeared on The Tonight Show with Jay Leno and The Late Show with David Letterman. He also has performed at Caesar's Palace in Las Vegas, in addition to winning HBO's Lucky 21 stand-up contest. He happens to have local ties to our community, so God blessed us with that. Thank you very much. His cousin Jenny Lazara, who's in the audience tonight. Jenny, stand up. There you are. Give her a big round of applause. This is one of those times you get to applaud the fact that you're related to somebody. So with that, I will turn it over to Michael. You guys have a good evening.
Marshall Bowers, everybody. I'm really excited to be here. Every year it's fun to come back to Fort Myers and be a part of this great cause. That was just a test. I like being down here. I was just in Chicago where my parents live. I like hanging out with my parents as an adult because like when I was a kid, they were like, just seeing if my parents texted me. That's not true. My phone's dying. I have an old phone. I need to get a new phone. Whenever I turn it on in the day, it's just like 20% battery, maybe 10% battery, and then I plug in like, just joking, 80%. I'm so old, I don't know how tired I am. I need to get one of those portable chargers for it. It's like an old person's oxygen tank. Whenever I plug it in, I'm like, we're not staying in just because you might die. Let's go. Anyways. I was hanging out with my parents last week. It was really fun. I like hanging out with my parents as an adult. And when I was a kid, they were like strict, you know? They're like parents, right? Like as an adult, they're like friends who pay for dinner. Like I'll offer. I'll be like, oh, can I have? Like, no, we got it. Oh, good. Because I made a lot of decisions this week based on the probability of that happening. My parents aren't my best friends, but they're the best at being friends, for sure. Like, when I'm out to eat with them, it's not awkward to be, when dessert comes around, you know? The server's like, does anyone want dessert? I'm like, yes, I do, I plan my meal that way. With other people, it can be awkward, you know? They come around, does anyone want dessert? And I have to make eye contact with everyone on the table, like, who's in? All of a sudden it becomes a bank heist. I like hanging out with my parents. My parents and I have the same doctor, which is good because it lowers his expectations. I went in for my yearly checkup recently, and my doctor was like, Michael, everything's great, but your cholesterol is a little higher than before. And I was about to be like, oh, I eat bacon a lot. But before I even said that, he's like, well, it's probably genetic. Oh, he knows my parents, that's great. I'm just gonna keep that bacon thing to myself. I was getting ready to go back to the airport. I lived in LA, and my mom was like, Michael, I will give you a ride to the airport. I was like, sweet, free ride to the airport. Then as we were driving, my mom was like, Michael, marriage is a lot easier if you find someone who has the same religion as you. Not free ride to the airport. Uber is way cheaper. I was raised Catholic. My girlfriend was raised Protestant. I don't know what I'm supposed to do. Just be like, hey, before we talk about marriage, I need you to believe in Jesus like a little differently. I'm a practicing Catholic. I haven't been to any games yet. I was at Mass one time, and there was a couple there renewing their wedding vows after 65 years of marriage, which I didn't even know that they expired. Apparently at that age, they're like, look, we knew we said forever, but we were just ballparking it. I didn't even realize how old they were until the priest did all the vows, because all of them will apply to you in the same way. When you're very, very old, the priest was like, till death do you part. And I was like, well, it's going to happen a lot sooner. They should have just said till Tuesday, at least. If I was a priest, I would not have brought up death around really old people no matter what. I would just be like, to have and to hold, to love and to cherish. Till next time. Watch your step. I am not a miracle worker. My girlfriend's name is Sam. We went to one of my cousin's weddings recently. My cousin got married in the Caribbean. It's a destination wedding, which is cool. You know, a lot of people don't like them because they have to travel. I think it's great. It's like a guilt-free vacation. You know, like I can't just go to the Caribbean for a weekend in April. My weekend vacation is like going to Whole Foods instead of Trader Joe's. People, it's great. Like if I just went to the Caribbean for a weekend in April, people might be like, Michael, that's bad money management. But if there's a wedding attached to it, they're like, oh wow, Michael really loves his family. I bet he stays extra days. I was the only one of my brothers to go. My older brother didn't go because he said it was too expensive and he has kids. My older brother is a lawyer and his wife is a physical therapist and they didn't go. I'm a comedian and my girlfriend works part-time and is an actor and we went. That's how much kids cost. Lawyer plus physical therapist plus 2 kids equals comedian plus 10. I'm not saying kids aren't worth it. I'm just saying they cost more than they're worth. They say being a parent is a full-time job, but it seems more like a horrible unpaid internship. Where the first 5 years, you bring your boss lunch and he just throws it on the ground half the time. And you're like, oh, this is a garbage internship. I'm not even getting college credit. I would never accept that as a job in an interview. They'd be like, do you want a full-time job? I'd be like, well, what does it pay? No. It costs you a lot of money. Oh, yeah, and you have to do it for at least 18 years. Or you could go to jail. Well, if I don't want to do it for 18 years, well, you can fake your own death. Well, what do I get out of it? You get judged for asking that question. What do you get love, okay? For 13 years. 10 to 13 years. And then you get judged and resented for 5 to 10 to 15 years. And And then you get love again based on how much money you give them. That's where you get love. I don't know, I just think it's hard. Like I see that transition from young couple to new parent. And I'm sure on the inside there's a lot of joy, but on the outside I'm just like, oh, what happened? It's like looking at a makeover commercial but reverse. Like you're before, but you look way after. Or you're after, but you look way before. Like, I just want to be like, how do you know when to go to the doctor? Because you look sick every day. Like, I don't know, I just think it's hard, because it used to be, you used to have to do so much for your kids, I think, which used to not be the case, you know? There used to not even be, like, kids. Like, there were new people, but they weren't kids, you know? They were smaller farmers. And smaller coal miners. A long time ago, some coal miners were like, we can't fit back in there to put the dynamite in. And their boss was like, all right, tomorrow is bring your child to work day. As are the rest of the days. People were always like, oh, kids were so well behaved back then. Yeah, because they didn't want to be unemployed. One of my best friends from high school has kids, and we were hanging out one time, and his son was jumping up and down off the couch, and he put his son in timeout for jumping up and down off the couch. I went to high school with this guy. I've seen him do way worse. Never put in timeout once. We grew up in a small town in Indiana. There wasn't a lot of trouble we could get into. Like one of the things we did for a little while was like, if someone put like an old piece of furniture in front of their house, you would get your friend with his truck, and you put that in his truck, and then you go, and you drop it off in front of one of your friend's houses, and then on Monday at school, you'd be like, oh, you got an old couch. You probably don't even need it because you got a new couch inside. You would usually drop it in front of like someone, like a girl whose house, like a girl who you like's house. Like, that's just how you courted in my small town. You found an old recliner, and dropped it in front of a girl's house you liked, and then on Monday you made fun of her, and then she kept dating a senior. I played sports in high school. It was really fun. We weren't very good though. My basketball team, my senior year, we lost all of the games. And our coach was a very loud coach. Like he would yell at you if he was mad at you, but he would yell if he was inspiring you. I remember one time before a game against one of our rivals, our locker rooms were right next to each other, and our coach before the game, to fire us up, he was just yelling about how bad the other team was, when we hadn't won a game yet, and they had. So it's hard. He was just like, number 55, he's nothing. He's gonna do nothing. He's nothing. And I was just thinking, they can hear you. He's gonna do a lot more now because of your inspiration. I like football a lot. The Super Bowl last year was crazy. The Patriots were down 25 points in the second half and they came back to win. And no one's ever done that before. And it's changed my perspective on the world, and I don't know if that's good. Because I'm looking at new apartments and I'm like, oh, this is really nice, but I don't know if I can afford it for a whole year. And I'm like, well, New England was down 25 in the second half. Maybe I'll have a really good fourth quarter. I really related to that football game because when I was in high school and I played football, we were down by 25 a lot in the second half, and we never came back to win. It's good to see someone figure it out. I travel a lot for this job. Whenever I fly, I try to fly discount airlines because it's cheaper, like Spirit or Frontier or whatever. It's cheaper. I also like it because it feels safe, because I don't think that anybody would ever blow up one of those planes. Those attacks are coordinated. Those flights are not very coordinated. There's a Spirit flight that only lands 60% on time. 60%, your friend could be like, I'll see you tomorrow. You can barely say probably. At 60%. No one's gonna put that kind of money in planning into a plane that might not even crash on the right day. That's all. Even if a terrorist got on a Spirit plane, he'd probably just look around and be like, these are not the Americans we're upset at. We're doing a lot better in this war than I thought we were. I had to pay to carry out my bomb. This is really good. I just feel connected to people on those flights, you know? Like, there's no first class, there's no coach. Like, we're all equipment managers at best. Like, you go to lean back, your seat is locked for the duration. Like, if Very few points in life do you have to stare your economic status down in the face and be like, I want to increase this. No. This is what you're worth. It's motivating. People bring their own food. It's like a picnic. One time I was on a plane and halfway through a flight, this lady, she just broke out corn on the cob. Just started eating it very fast. It was like a squirrel with no concerns about winter. I don't even know how she thought to bring corn on the plane. Just sit at home looking at her fridge like, oh, that corn's not gonna be good. And then I bring it, then I gotta eat it in front of people. I don't know those people. Who cares what those people think? Then she gets on the plane like, I care what they think. Here's some advice. If you ever feel like you're doing something weird in public, don't do it faster. It just looks crazier. About 6 months ago, a guy got dragged off a United flight because he wouldn't leave and they sold his ticket or something, and the workers had to sit in the seat. That would never happen on Spirit Airlines. If someone came up to me and like, sir, you have to leave, I'll be like, thank you. I agree. You're gonna pay me $1,000, I'll just buy Spirit Airlines. One time I was on a non-Spirit flight, and we started to take off, and the front door was open. That doesn't happen on Spirit, they lock that stuff down. Like, we can't afford to do anything wrong. I was on the plane, and how you know this, before you take off, you can use your phone until the front door is closed, and then you can't use your phone for talking or texting. We started to take off down the runway, all of a sudden, the pilot got over the intercom, he's like, sorry everybody, we gotta stop, we left the front door open. I could run on my phone this whole time. I don't know how they just realized that the door was open. Just flight attendants like strapping in, like it is a little breezy out here. Oh no. Hey Captain, the outside is now inside. They kind of lose their authority a little bit as a flight crew in that moment. Like later on in the flight, like, sir, will you get off your laptop? Oh, you left the front door open. So I think I'm gonna leave my laptop open. No one's gonna get sucked out one of these windows. I'm in a relationship. My girlfriend and I were different personality-wise, which is cool. Like, that's why whenever we're hanging out, she'll just say whatever she's thinking all the time. And I like to say nice things. We're different. Whenever I'm quiet for a little bit, she'll just be like, what are you thinking? Oh, I'm not gonna tell you. That's why I didn't say it out loud. That's how thinking works. I think things, and the things I want to say, I say. And the things I think will hurt your feelings, I don't say. I'm not gonna lose you because you got to know me better. I get nervous when she asks what I'm thinking because I feel like I'm being recorded like forever. Like that moment at a wedding reception when the camera guy gets in your face, like, what do you want to tell the bride and groom? And you're like, prove us wrong. Oh no. Sam's great though. Like as a comedian, like during the day, I have to be like focused on what I'm working on so I get stuff done because I don't have a boss. And one time she's like, Michael, I found this procrastination meditation video. It helps you overcome procrastination. So I sat down to listen to it before I did anything, and it worked. You know, 20 minutes in, I was ready to do anything but listen to a procrastination meditation video. I stopped at 20 minutes, but it was a 45-minute long video. Who makes a procrastination video that's 45 minutes long? And we want to help people overcome procrastination. How long should we make the video? Well, if we want them to watch it, we should make it as long as the thing they want to do. That way they won't have to do anything. Sounds cool. One of the first weddings we ever went to together, as where we traveled to, was one of her ex-boyfriend's wedding, and I didn't want to go. She was like, well, Michael, he was my first love. Oh, for some reason, I still don't want to go. It's not like all of a sudden I'm like, oh, first love, I'm there. When's your second love getting married? Has your third love met anybody yet? I gotta see the trilogy. Which love am I? No, don't ruin the ending. I want to watch them all. I thought it'd be weird because she told me that she broke up with him, and I'm not supposed to say when I meet that guy. You know, I'd be like, congratulations. How did you get out? I'm never happy. Unless she's happy. She's rarely happy. Michael, we forgot to give him a gift. Oh, I gave him peace of mind. She told me one time that she has never been broken up with before, and she shouldn't have told me that because I am very competitive. There was one time where I was on the road, we got in an argument, and she said something, and then we were talking that rest of the day, and I was like, I don't know if I could ever marry someone that said something like that. And then I thought about it, I was like, well, New England was down 25 in the second half. All right, that's it for my time, everybody. Oh, thank you. I got to switch.
Thanks for coming out and supporting such a great cause. Before I get going, I have a quick question. How many of you have kids? How many are parents? A lot of you. Okay, great. Yeah, me too. I have 6 cats. Yeah, I know, it's crazy. It's a crazy amount of cats. But you know, I love being a cat daddy. You know, I love my furry little family. You know, my girlfriend Sylvia and I, we're both in our 40s. We don't have any actual children. So instead of kids, we have cats. And the cats are kind of like our family. After a while, you know, just like kids, they all have their little personality quirks. One of our cats is a thief. She's been a thief since the day we rescued her from the streets. And she'll steal anything as long as it's food. One time she stole an entire loaf of bread from the fridge. Seriously, like the door was open, our back was turned. She darted in, grabbed the bread, ran off with it, dragging it behind her, presumably to make a bunch of tuna fish sandwiches. I don't know what she was gonna do with it. I don't think she really thought that through. She's brazen. She'll steal food right from our plates too. So one time, Sylvia, my girlfriend, was eating a baked potato. She's sitting there, eating a potato. Suddenly, this cat head pops up next to her. And before Sylvia could even realize what's going on, hey, I think she's about to. The cat and the potato were gone. We call the cat Fitzy, by the way. It's spelled F-I-T-S-Y, Fitzy. She's named after a chemical in the laboratory where my girlfriend works. The chemical has a really long name, so you just call it Fitzy for short. Well, there's a downside to that because think about it. Think about when you were a kid and you get into trouble. Your mother would yell your entire name for the whole neighborhood to hear, middle name and all. So she'd be like, "Damn it, Charles Perry Reynolds, get that marble out of your nose." Well, think about how it is for us, because Fitzy gets into trouble a lot. So we're yelling after her like this: "Damn it, fluorescein isothiocyanate, get back here with that big potato." We have another cat who likes to open doors. He'll just reach up with his paw like this and go cha-chunk, and the door opens. But then he's got to be all theatrical about it, right? So he's like, cha-chunk, abierto. The bedroom door is open. And then he disappears in a cloud of smoke. Okay, that part doesn't happen, but he does open doors. And it's fun watching his little kitty cat magic act. But there's a downside to that because it creates problems with some of the other cats in the house. So we have another cat. And this cat, he likes to be in the bathroom with me whenever I take a poop. He's got to be in here with me. If I don't let him in, he'll sit outside the bathroom door and he'll meow, and he'll meow, and he'll meow. Until I finally get up with my pants around my ankles. And I shuffle over to the door like this. And I let him in, and I shuffle back. But see, now he's in the room with me. And he just sits there. And he stares at me. But I can't keep him out, not with Houdini in the house. Because then along he comes and chunk, abierto. And now everyone in the house can see exactly what I've been doing in here. That's not the only pooping story I have, by the way. I have another one. It's not even the same cat. So we have another cat named Pumpkin. Pumpkin likes to poop in the sink. He likes to poop in the sink. He doesn't do it all the time. It's just whenever he's upset about something. It's his little way of protesting. It's a protest poop. So he's filing a formal complaint with the management. So yeah, the litter box needs cleaning, poop in the sink. And we got him the wrong kind of cat food, poop in the sink. And Trump just won the election, poop in the sink. Yeah, it works too. I mean, we give into his demands. We give Pumpkin whatever he wants. You know, this got me thinking, I mean, could this work like in the real world, like in the human world, like in your job? Wait, what? I'm not getting a raise this year? Hold on a minute. What about now? So yeah, life with cats is full of excitement. But I'll give you this, there are some cases where kids are actually better than cats. Not many, but there are a few. Because cats aren't like kids. Kids don't murder birds and put their bloody, feathery carcasses in your shoe. Well, most kids, anyway. Because cats are murderers. They like to kill things, is what I'm saying. They like to kill things, and they like to crunch their bones, and they like to gargle their freaking blood. They're basically Jeffrey Dahmer, but with fewer severed heads in the freezer. Luckily, we don't get much serial killing in my house, because our cats are inside cats. And that kind of minimizes the carnage. They're inside cats because we love them, and we don't want them to get killed, or run over by a car, or tortured by the neighbor's crazy kids, who I'm pretty sure are Satan worshippers. But occasionally we still find things, dead things, in our lanai. We call it the catio. Like a lizard that wandered stupidly into the place one day. He was like, look, a swimming pool. Luckily I brought my swim trunks. Derp, 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 derp. Too late, the lizard realizes that it's not actually a lanai. It's a chamber of death. And then, no more lizard. So yeah, we don't get many decapitated squirrel heads, but we do find other little surprises. So picture this. It's late at night, and you're thirsty, and you get up to get a glass of milk. You're walking along, you take another step, and see, it's dark, and you couldn't see the vomit. I'm here to tell you, there's nothing like cold, wet vomit squishing between your toes at 2 o'clock in the morning to make you start second-guessing your lifestyle choices. So yeah, that's life with cats. Kids are cool though. I mean, you guys do what you gotta do. You know, you post photos of your daughter's preschool graduation, or kindergarten graduation, or second grade graduation, or fifth grade graduation, or whatever graduation you want to put on Facebook. We're going to be posting photos of our cat wearing a tutu and pink ballet slippers. And we're going to be posting hilarious memes that say things like, "You cat to be kitten me right now." Because cats are awesome, and we love our children. That's my act, everybody. Thanks so much. Please make sure to look at all the other comedians here tonight, especially me, but all the other comedians also. Because if you don't, does anybody know what's going to happen if you don't? Someone might poop in your sink. Thanks again. Have a great night.
I'm really glad that this is for mental health, and that's because I am a really selfish person. I can see where I'm going to continue to need this organization and others. Which is not to say that I haven't done a lot of work and been very grateful to Barry, and to Lynn, and Jeannie, and Jeanette, and Reese, and Herb. In fact, the first therapist I ever saw was Herb, and his name was actually J. Herbert Manton, and I kind of wondered, does he have a hang-up about his first name or something? I don't know. This is supposed to be a clean show, right? And I'm going to do my best at that. And that's not easy for me. I've been in recovery for a few 24 hours, and the group that I'm in, all you need to join is a desire to start swearing. So, and I've mastered that part, I want you to know. So in fact, in this group, they give out little chips for various lengths of continuous profanity. And I have a few of those as well. All right, so I don't know if I could really do this, but I'll try. I have a lot to say. I've been a writer for 30 years, and you please stop doing the math now. That's enough of that. I've had some strong opinions about words, very strong opinions. I think that language is evolving, and I'm not in charge. That's what this group tells me, but I'd like to be in charge because I'm an editor, and we'd like to delete things. So, some of the words that I'd like to delete very much. What is new? Have you heard of this? Yas instead of yes? It's supposed to be some hipster thing. Oh, it's yas? See, I'm so not a hipster. But I think that needs to be turned right around and back to the Boggle game it came from. That's really a weird word. Most of the words that I don't like are just simply overuse problems. They're kind of like words with carpal tunnel syndrome. Words like intrepid. Can you show me a traveler who's not intrepid, please? I don't like bailiwick. If you've ever used that, I'm sorry, but it's a bad one. It sounds like a banker in a really scratchy suit with his tie really, really tight up here. I don't like that. And some of these words really need to go into like the Disney vault, you know, where they put the movies, and if you want them back, you have to pay a lot of money to use them again. I would think that would be good. Some of the words that I hate, unfortunately, came from my mother. Don't we all have something that sent us into therapy that was our mother? Okay, my mother was a little histrionic, to use terms we all know, and she liked alternative pronunciations and alternative words for things, so she would call the thing you put on your hamburgers and hot dogs catsup. Who says that? She also couldn't say green beans. They had to be haricot vert. I think if you speak English, you probably should not resort to French, just as a rule. Some names of things really need to be changed. Somebody please tell me where the idea came from to call that nice family beanbag toss game cornhole? What were they thinking? I have to explain that to my 21-year-old. You want to laugh, that's a hard one. Also, I hate to tell you this, but I know this to be true. I saw you with that slider station. And you know where that comes from, right? Has anyone ever eaten at a White Castle hamburgers? You know, so you know that they slide through you, and that's why they got that name. So they really shouldn't be calling things with like Kobe beef and oyster mushrooms sliders. It's just not something you want to do. So, in the course of writing also over 30 years, and again, please don't mind, I've met some fascinating people as well. Sometimes there's a meet and greet situation involved. You know, you can go to something and then the meet and greet. One that I went to didn't go so well. It was with the Blue Man Group. Have you heard of them? All right, so after this show, I go and I'm excited to meet the Blue Man. So here's me. Hey, Blue Man. Did you always want to grow up and be tall, dark, and blue? And he went something like this. So I went something like this. Cut the crap, Blue Man. You know, we're supposed to be talking here. We're at a meet and greet. And Blue Man goes, that was it. It was so unsuccessful. Some of the people that I've met also have been colleagues that have been pretty interesting. I worked in New Orleans at the Times-Picayune for 17 years, and one of the people that was most fascinating to me was the society columnist, who was a woman, and she was so well-groomed and such a lady in ways that I could never even imagine to be. And she just was so perfect about everything, which made it even funnier to me when she's explaining something to me as her editor about debutantes and a column that she wrote. And in the middle of this thing, she has an emissions problem and goes, "Oh my God, I'm kind of immature and I think stinkers are really funny." So I looked at my colleagues and we're like, "Did that happen?" And she doesn't miss a beat. She just keeps going, like, "I didn't do that." Oh my gosh, hilarious. So believe it or not, this came up again. I was interviewing flight attendants from the 50s and 60s. And after we talked, I went to lunch with one of them, and she had a couple glasses of wine and told me that that sometimes happened to them. So when they were going down the aisle and something kind of went, they called it crop dusting. Oh, you didn't need to know that, did you? You may want to rethink that aisle seat. That's all I'm saying. And while we're on seats, you guys in those have done a beautiful thing, and thanks for listening. I'm glad to be here with you.
Thank you, Mike. Thank you so much. I got some notes under here. He's using notes too. Even Johnny Carson used cue cards. Y'all remember that part. And Donald Trump. I was trying to think of his name. Donald Trump. He has a teleprompter. It's just some of us wish he would use the damn thing. Look, before we get into all this humor, you'll be rolling in the aisles before I get done. I have never done this before. And I've done thousands of presentations in front of groups, you know, Rotary Clubs, Kiwanis, Civic Social, all that kind of stuff. And every now and then you throw in kind of one cue line. But I have never done stand-up comedy, so I can't wait to see how good I am. So, no matter what I say, y'all laugh great. I said, will you? And I'm honest to God serious note before I go too far over my head here. I just want to thank everybody that has anything to do with SalusCare. I've been working with this group as it has evolved for over 40 years. Anybody here long way, wait a minute, I'm going to tell you a little bit of history. Any of y'all old enough to remember Frank Cook? So, you really old people are. He ran the alcohol side of alcohol and mental health with Ruth Cooper. Are you old? You know the singer out there? In my early days in the legislature, I worked with both of those folks. The organization has evolved, it's come together, and it's going hard. But overall, thousands of lives have been saved and turned around. And in my own family, we thank this group for saving the life of one of our own family members. God bless you. My idea of humor is fairly limited, and whatever I know about it, I've read. And for instance, I was looking through some humor stuff, and it said, try this one, Frank. This came out of a barbershop quartet. They do little witticisms in between their singing. And the guy says, well, my buddy got run over by a steamroller. Yeah, pretty bad. Run over by a steamroller. Yeah, so I went over to Lee Memorial to visit with him. He was in rooms 26, 27, and 28. Now I'm going to have to explain them. Say you got run over by a steamroller. He's flat and long. He's in rooms 26, 27, and 20. Jesus, y'all are tough. Come on, work with me. Will Rogers. Everybody knows out of the early 20th century. He was best known between the 20s and 1935. Great in old silent movies and got into the talkies. But he was best known as a humorist and a journalist. And they asked him once what made him so funny, and he says, I'm not naturally funny. I just follow the United States Congress and talk about what they do, and people laugh. He's also the one that said, I'm not a member of any organized political party. I'm a Democrat. I used to was one of those. And now I'm a Republican. They were mentioned in the Bible, at least, Republicans, and the Democrats were in there. Some of you, Republican, it's a play on words. But now I'm a Republican. I've gone from what folks call a disorganized party to a dysfunctional party. It's kind of a lateral transfer. We didn't go. Anyhow, what I'm going to try to share with you is a couple things that I see in Lee County and Lee County government that I hear and pick up. They get passed around, and some of them are kind of cute. Some of them make you scratch your head, and some of you laugh out loud. We'll see how these things affect you. But down at the courthouse right now, last year and a half, I've been on, you talk about funny, or maybe sick. I've been on the receiving end of 4-to-1 votes. I'm on the losing end. And I get no respect down there. And it reminds me of Dangerfield. You guys old enough to remember Rodney Dangerfield. They called me Commissioner Dangerfield down at the courthouse down there. Dangerfield was the one that said, I love you. He grabbed his tie. You remember Rodney? He said, I went to the doctor. I said, doctor, you gotta help me, doctor. What's the matter? He said, my wife, she wants to make love in the back seat of the car. And the doctor said, well, there's nothing necessarily so wrong with that. But doctor, she wants me to drive. Mr. Dangerfield. Another one, he says, my wife met me at the front door. She got this sexy see-through negligee. Trouble is, she was coming home. That's me, Commissioner Dangerfield. I'll clean it up here a little bit. They told me this was PG-13. I'll stretch it a little here, maybe later. We got a new fellow who runs the airport for us, and an awfully nice guy. He ran the airport in Tulsa, Oklahoma. We just hired him. He shared me this story about AER Lingus. It's the national airline of Ireland. There's nothing funny or made up about that. But there was an one of their planes took off from Dublin on its way to Boston. You know, there's almost as many Irish in Boston as there is in Dublin, for goodness sakes. Well, they get up in the air, and they're often going, it's an evening flight, and the stewardess comes on, and she says, ladies and gentlemen, I don't do very good Irish stewardesses. Ladies and gentlemen, we welcome you to Aer Lingus flight number 342 from Dublin to Boston. We're so glad that you're on our flight with us this evening. And we're about to serve dinner, but the sad news is we have somehow had a terrible mix-up, and instead of for 240 passengers we have tonight, we only ordered 40 dinners. Whoa, well, there's a roar went over. Everybody, man, groan, 40 dinners. And she said, well, just a minute. To make up for this terrible mix-up, the captain just said we are going to have free drinks for the remainder of the flight to Boston. And everybody cheered. The Irish, you know about drinking. Hour and a half later, she comes back on. She says, ladies and gentlemen, it's your stewardess again. For those of you that might still be hungry, we still have 40 dinners. Part of what the government does get involved with the court system. Frank Jr. was a judge for a while. He told me this story about something I think happened in the Henry County Courthouse. And it happened with a fellow named Woodrow Champlain. Now, Boudreaux, of course, he was from Louisiana to begin with, good old Cajun, but he had inherited a piece of land out here in Hendrick County, right there where Hendrick and Blades and Lee all kind of come together. It's country and there's nothing out there but farmers. And Boudreaux had 20 acres and a mule, and that's all he ever did. But he got involved in a pretty serious automobile accident one morning, and he couldn't work out a settlement with the insurance company, so he went to court, and they're in the court in the Hendrick County Courthouse, and they've got, I think he was represented by Morgan and Morgan, almost certainly. But the attorney for the defense had Boudreaux on the stand, and he says, "Your Honor, I want this man just to answer one question, one simple question. That's all I want of it." And he said, "Mr. Champlain, I have here the certified copy of the accident report from the morning that this accident occurred in which you were involved. And it says here that when the deputy sheriff asked you whether or not you were injured, you said, 'I'm fine, just fine.' And you see that certified copy?" And he said, "Your Honor, me told you what really happened. Me and my mule Bessie, we were," and the lawyer interrupts again and says, "Your Honor, I just asked him, all I want is just that he signed, it's his signature," and he said, "I'm fine, just fine," when after he was injured. And now he's coming to this court trying to beat us out of thousands of dollars. And now the judge was just a little bit curious. He said, "Look, I'm not in any hurry here. I don't have anything else on the agenda this morning. Let's see what Mr. Champlain has to say here." So Boudreaux said, "Thank you very much, Your Honors. And what I was trying to tell you is, I get up early in the morning, it's not daytime yet, I put my new Bessie in the cart, into the trailer, and I hook it to my pick-em-up truck, and we get on down the road, and it's 2 miles to where my little farm is. So we're going down the road, and it's still just breaking daylight, and we go to that sharp curve yonder, you know where it is down there. And I'm going slow around the side, and here comes a car going pretty fast. And he comes around and he crosses the middle line and bang, he runs right into me, right between the trailer and the back of my pick-em-up truck. And poor, my mule Bessie, she go to one side of the road, I go to the other side of the road. And it's just terrible, terrible. And I'm knocked out, not even conscious. And when I wake him up, I look over there and I see Bessie and the trailer is tore all to pieces. And poor Bessie, she moaning something terrible. And I'm on the other side of the road, and here's the policeman, he's already there. And the policeman, he comes up to Bessie, and she's moaning real bad. And then he pulled out his big pistol, and he looked right down on top of Bessie. Bang! He shoot Bessie and put her out for misery. And then that sheriff, he come over to me on the other side of the road, and he said, "Are you okay?" And I said, "I'm fine." About the Royal Weatherman. This is not democracy, it's a little country in Europe. The king wanted to go fishing. He calls the Royal Weatherman and he says, how's the weather going to be? And he said, "The weather's going to be fine, Your Highness, just go on and take the wife. I know you like to take her." So they get the entourage, they get the horses and the fishing poles and the boat, and off they go. But they pass a little farmer, and they're going down the road, and the farmer says, "Your Highness, I see that you're ready to go fishing, the lake's just down the road, you're going that way, you better not go because it's going to rain something terrible." And the king says, "Thank you very much. It's okay. My royal weatherman has said it's perfectly all right, so we're going to go anyway, but thanks for your advice." They go, hour and a half later, they come back, they are drenched, they are some kind of wet. I'm talking serious wet. The queen's hair's hanging down, and he goes, he says, "Take me to the farmer over there. Farmer, come here with you and your donkey." He comes over and he says, "Look, I have sent word to the palace to fire the royal weatherman, and I want to hire you because you know what the weather's all about." And the farmer said, "No, I don't know about the weather. The truth is, I just looked at my mule, and if her ears are hanging straight down, I know it's going to rain and rain soon." And so the king hired the mule. And that's where the practice began of hiring dumb asses for county government.
Hey guys. So 4.5 months ago, a very lovely lady invited me to breakfast. I was excited. I knew the lady, developed a relationship with her. My job, make friends. And she invited me to lunch, and then she lowered the bomb, which answered the question that I've asked most of my life. How in the world did I get here? Stacy Cookhock took me to breakfast, and I'm a sucker, as 5 other people are, for the best gig in town. And that's come here and support our friends, the board members, Stacy, Todd, Michelle. Thank you guys for this opportunity to make an absolute fool of myself. I appreciate that. And in great form, as she is a very good clinician, she put me on a 4-month process of catharsis. It also exposed a lot of things about myself I was not really pleased about. Procrastination, for one. I should have got the video, right? I've been done in 20 minutes. That's good, Michael, thank you. I needed that material. And it was true. I did procrastinate. I don't know if it was denial, excuses, whatever. But when I finally got down to it, I got everything out of my head. 5 minutes later, I was ready to start working on my material. What I thought was deep thoughts ended up to be quite empty. Well, so how in the world did I end up here tonight? It started with that very lovely lady in about the 12th row up there. Wave hi, Mom. My mom's here tonight, everyone. Frances. Say hello to my mom. She has been a beacon and a light and a mentor and a disciplinarian to me my whole life. She really has. And she's lovingly disciplined me and helped me with my father, teaching me the lessons of life, how to be generous with your time and your talents. And when you're given a lot, like I have been through my life, and the opportunities I was given to work for Frank, we'll get to that in a minute, that you give back. So it makes sense for me to end up here tonight. Well, I'm backing through the timeline, but I wanted to honor my mom. Also here tonight are my friends from North Carolina, Donovan and Trina, my lovely dear friends. Trina and I worked on our hairdos all afternoon. She said I could do that. Really, I'm not bald. It's a 6-inch part, but you know, it works. I know, it's hard. It's a solar collector, but we won't go into that. You know. So anyway, and also the love of my life, my best friend, and going to celebrate 36 years of marriage, my wife Terry. Now, let me tell you about, and ladies, I clearly outpunted my coverage with this one. Both of us born and raised here. When people ask us where you're from, you say, oh, we're from Fort Myers. And they're like, oh. Well, I've changed that. I say, they say, well, tell me where you're from. I go, my mother's womb. That's where I'm from. And they go, no, smarty. Tell me where you're from. I said, okay, I'm from Fort Myers, yeah. And they tore down that part of the hospital, you know. And it's much better than when Frank was born because they had a tent then, you know. I think Memorial just celebrated its 100-year anniversary last year, you know, and Frank's in that history. He's sort of like Wonder Woman showing up in the older pictures, you know. Yeah, I worked for Frank, I told you that. I had the privilege, for probably a decade, wasn't it, Commissioner, that I worked for you? And one of the best things we had to do was to go into his office. And when you got summoned to see Frank, you better be ready and have your A game on, because he had a sharp pencil, and he had pulled up in a 1960-something pickup truck that was still working, still had the same tires, and he drove it to work every day. So when I wanted to come in and buy new ambulances, it was a hard sell to get over the top of Frank. Now, he's got a very intimidating office. If you've ever been in there, it's got a safe in it, and it's always open. You know, and I'm thinking, why is that safe open? You know, is there some secrets that are in there? Is it a tip to the people he's wanting to get more tax money from? I don't know what it is, but, you know, it was pretty intimidating. But we had a good time. He was a good boss, and I heard the Freudian slip there, Frank, to keep it with a theme. You said Roger, that's your county manager, but that's okay. That's a joke between us. That was really funny. It really worked this afternoon when I tried it out too. So, but how in the world did I end up here? Well, I had the privilege of not only saying yes to Stacy, but a dear friend, Lynn Schneider. She, in 2014, came to me. I had retired and I was in adult daycare. I was working with my wife, and I had a great job there. You know, get to work, honey, get to work, honey. And Lynn came up and says, hey, I got an opportunity for you. Great, what is it, Lynn? I need you to go make friends. And I go, sign me up, awesome. I like to make friends. So she put me on the road, going all over for Park Royal, and I went up into the northern and northeast counties and just saw people I hadn't seen in a while, built friends. But then I got to meet people from SalusCare. Oh my gosh, what a great group. And I have to be honest, some of the people that are no longer at Park Royal used to tell me all the time, well, you don't want to make friends with the SalusCare people. I go, why? They're great people. And the more I got to know, and the more I got to work with, and the more I got to hear their hearts and see their missional hearts and see the work they did for people, I knew it fit like a glove in where I spend a major portion of my life outside of Park Royal at home is at Lee Memorial. And now Lee Health, we've rebranded. Everybody seen the new brand? Pretty? Blue and green, the sign of health, right? And they are passionately, but what I found out is that every place I turned in SalusCare wasn't just SalusCare. It was SalusCare and Lee Health and this company and this one and NAMI and that one. And I mean, you talk about making a village do something, that's SalusCare. So I can't think of a better way to be in the place on how in the world did I end up here. Now mind you, I wrote out about 4 stories of me doing stupid things when I was growing up. And then that rhetorical question going through my mind, how in the world did I end up here? But none of them are as important to me or to you and to this community as the person that's out there tonight and tomorrow night, that's sitting on the edge of that bed, that is saying, how in the world did I end up here? And as my boss, Mike Ham, likes to say, we call him Papa Smurf, right down here. We call him Papa Smurf for a reason. I'll lighten it up a moment. It's not only his white hair, which I'm jealous of, but since he came there, he not only fundamentally changed us and got us going in a true north, if you would, to use a catchphrase, but he also painted the whole place blue. Inside and out, 50 shades of blue, Papa Smurf painted that place. But you know what? It's changed. And it's been because of relationships with people like SalusCare and their genuineness and always saying yes to those that are in need and to those that call and that those that make it to their doorstep by one means or another that say to all of us in the business, how in the world did I get to where I am tonight? With your help, we will be ready with our great, strong community partner in SalusCare. They do yeoman's work. Without them, we would not be able to handle between the resources it takes. It's like a 3-legged stool, but has 17 legs in it because every member of the community is involved. So kudos to SalusCare. Thank you, Stacy, Todd, Michelle, the board, for giving me the opportunity to make a little fool of myself. I love you, Frank. Frank actually, for the first time in 10 years, used my first name tonight, and I had a whole other line of things that was talking about, because he called me Hanson. And that was an affectionate thing between his dad and my dad. But I was going to call him Man all night tonight, but now I have to call him Frank. But a dear friend, you did a good job. Hasn't everyone been wonderful tonight? Yeah. Listen, what's coming is even better. I'm excited to hear the guys that are going to speak. Please give. And one last thing, and you know, I have the credit card here, honey. By the way, I found out how you win this thing. And it's you buy and you spend a lot of money, so I do have the business credit card, honey. And so, just in case, you know, give from your heart, give till it hurts, because it'll be saving somebody's life. God bless you all.
few out-of Democrats in 3 counties. So you know how this will go.
And I'm Cole Peacock.
And you're not. In recent news, a man painted himself gold and took a stroll naked near a Walmart store. The man admitted to having taken drugs earlier in the day and was reportedly charged with indecent exposure, public sexual indecency, and possession. Surprise! In a refreshing change, he was not from Florida. Thank you, Arizona. Us Florida boys really needed a break.
Downtown is really booming, and Fort Myers really should be proud. Busy streets, bustling, excited patrons, and the smell of Kern's food in the air. That Kern's food. And a brand new hotel, Luminary. We have a first look at the 237-room hotel, which is exactly what many say downtown is in most need of. Oh, I feel so luminary.
Luminary. Looks good, huh? Really? That's the name. Luminary. Is that the best they could come up with? I mean, come on, it sounds like a comic superhero. What are we going to be doing? Downtown Fort Myers. Where will we spend the night after an evening of shopping, dining, and drinking? Look, up in the sky! In the air, it's a bird, it's a plane! It's the Luminary. Well, at least it's not a Trump hotel.
It is not a Trump hotel. And hey, their chocolate cake is terrible anyway. In other Luminary Hotel news, Joe Collier, president of Main Cell Lodging and Development, which is overseeing the construction, said, "We believe Fort Myers is really something special, and we're thrilled to be part of the transformation taking place downtown. We took notice of the brilliant green toxic dump in Dunbar. And we're working on a design for the whole hotel that ties in the logo, colors, restaurant theme, just to mimic that cozy, toxic feel."
Ooh, I feel all green glowy. Speaking of the toxic dump in Dunbar, Berne City leaders have been quick to point out that measures are being taken place to make sure that it is safe and that recommendations from city manager Saeed Kazemi that the cleanup should be as much as $17 million. $17 million! City residents have balked. For all that, we could all go have dinner and drinks at Fort Garage.
Wow, that's what I call government value. Speaking of Restaurant Gate, Mayor Randy Henderson seems to have been blamed in a Colombian restaurant pulling out of the deal to bring their 5-star restaurant to downtown Fort Myers. Citing a news press article about the mayor's comments indicating uncertainty that the city council would not pass, President Richard Goonbart said he decided to immediately withdraw from any further consideration, which is surprising since it's the first time anyone has made any major decision based on a news press article.
Ooh, ouch. And now,
That's a vomit rap, by the way.
and now we have a very special guest appearance by Fort Myers' very own Downtown Diva.
Can you hear me? Well, thanks, boys, for having me on. I'm the Downtown Diva, and I report on all the festive and sparkling things happening here in our beautiful downtown. I don't really need these anymore, however, it's been many, many years. Now I need these. Anyway, well, speaking of downtown, just yesterday, I enjoyed the most delicious French onion soup with a French connection. I tell you, that little restaurant is just legendary here in Florida. And all the gals that work. Yes?
Diva. The French connection is gone.
What? What? What?
Gone. The French connection is gone.
What's there now?
Well, it's been replaced by Izzy's. It's a fish and oyster bar or something like that, but it is with the Kearns Group.
Izzy's? What kind of name is that? Well, anyway, last night I had such a nice time listening to jazz music at Ellington's nightclub. I had a nice martini and a few cigarettes, and I danced on the floor.
Diva. No. I think you're confused, like maybe you're thinking of a different time. Ellington's is now a ski lodge. And yes, owned by the Kearns Restaurant Group.
A ski lodge? It's 94 gosh darn degrees out there. For the love of God. Okay, moving on. I had a delicious dinner at the Morgan House recently. My favorite thing to eat there is that downtown tortellini. I tell you, I just love the atmosphere there. It's so simple, it's so unfettered.
Hey,
No
Diva,
baby.
no, Diva. That's now Ford's Garage, a restaurant owned by the Kearns Group.
Now wait, is that okay with the Henry Ford estate? Oh. Young man, downtown is only around 3 blocks long. How many restaurants does this whole outfit have?
I think there's like 1, 2, 3, 4, 7, 8 now maybe?
Well, by golly, that sounds like a monopoly to me. I'm out of here. I'm gonna go over to Spirits of Bacchus and have Ben, the bartender, make me.
We won't even go there. Thank you, Downtown Diva. The Downtown Diva.
And now some fake news to report on. Governor Rick Scott has vetoed portions of the state budget, cutting funds for education while rolling out a twisted budget for legalizing medical marijuana.
Wait. Oh, really, man. That's real twisted, man. I mean, that's real.
Yeah, on a higher note, man. Yeah.
So, if you missed it, big-time lead proponent and attorney for the people, John Morgan, who is yet to disclose if he's running for Florida governor, celebrated this legislation by getting high. So high.
Are you serious? Hey, what?
Who's on first?
I think I am.
Oh, see, I tricked you there. Well, I made that one up. Anyway, in some big news coming out of the city of Cape Coral, Joe Cavelio throwing his name into the mayoral candidates brings it to, I think, a total of 7 candidates now, making it the most contested race in the city's history. Look, I just heard something a minute ago. Now Arnold Gibbs, Joe Mazurkowitz, and Gary Albertson have joined the race. Is there time to file? I think you should file, Will.
No, thank you. No, thank you. Speaking of government, Lee County's Board of County Commissioners, most often known for their business sense and fiscal conservatism, are still scratching very fiscal, are still scratching their heads after a series of brilliant decisions where they've taken our tax dollars and given them to private businesses to build our county's diversity. Here are the results. VR Labs executives were recently indicted on federal charges. Hertz was voted as one of the worst places to work for, and 21 First Century Oncology has filed Chapter 11 bankruptcy.
That's 3 strikes, you're out.
But thankfully, we have Commissioner Mann and the rest of the Board of County Commissioners who have graciously agreed to take next year's budgeted stash of cash and just give it to a worthwhile charity, and they've picked SalusCare!
So on state level news, Governor Rick Scott, who will be ending his term next year, he still looks like Voldemort. What? You gotta be a Harry Potter fan. Voldemort, Rick Scott, you see this?
Yikes. Thanks, Cole. And on other political news, President Donald Trump has stirred the Twitter pot once again.
He must be friends with John Morgan.
He must be friends with John Morgan. Started off this morning with a tirade of tweets. So we're going to try a little segment that we're calling Really What Trump Tweets and Says with Will and Cole.
Which is us. So let's begin with Russia. Donald Trump Jr., AKA Baby POTUS. He's got the president caught between a tweet and a hard place when Trump tweeted there were only 2 people at this controversial meeting. Then we found out there was 4. Then we found out there was 8. Wonder who else is going to be at this meeting that we don't know about. Maybe Miguel Baryshnikov. That's one that should be there. Edward Snowden, Michael Jackson. I mean, really?
That is quite an international dream team there. Speaking of international news, Trump's comments to French President Macron's wife that she's in really good physical shape and beautiful. Let's cue the creepy elevator eyes. I mean, really, dude? Really, dude? I mean, this is France's first lady, not some can girl you can just start picking up. I mean, really? Really, Cole?
Really? I mean, look, hey, Trumpy, there is a reason she will not hold your hand in public.
Really?
Yeah,
Really?
That
Donald Trump confetti tweet.
confetti? What is confetti?
I'm telling you, it's him and John Morgan.
It is him and John Morgan.
That's got to be the reason.
Confetti. Really? John Morgan, confetti, Donald Trump, yeah. So, as we're continuing on with that, Trump decides that he's going to go to Twitter once again. And here we are, sending out an animated tweet on CNN. On the brink of World War III, he decides to send out a WWE wrestling picture to the world, picking a fight with other news channels. Really? My 3-year-old makes more sense than that.
Really?
Which brings us to the
Healthcare tweets. Really? Can we make them stop? I mean, they're elected with Republicans in control of the House, the Senate, and the presidency, and you all can't pass a health care bill? I mean, you've had 8 years to figure this out. I mean, seriously, dude, you suck. You and all your little friends and everything that's going on there.
Okay, well, settle down. It'll be okay. Just take a deep breath. Now repeat after me.
Okay.
Everything is fine.
Everything is fine.
Everything is okay.
Everything is okay.
Confetti.
Oh, seriously? Hey, that's the news from where we sit. This has been Fort Myers Weekend Edition. Update with Will
And Cole, out.
Michael Palascak. Give it up to Michael Palascak hosting this thing. And everybody that came up here and performed, how about it for everyone that was up here? Fantastic. It's not easy to get up here and make people laugh. And they reminded us of that. No, they were great. I like that Will and Cole collaborated because they're both so different from each other. Exact same outfit, exact same voice. Really? Oh, I love each and every one of them. I think my favorite was Chris. He just came up here and kissed Frank's ass for his whole ass. That was fantastic. Love that. And Frank, he just Googled some jokes on the drive here. Plagiarized his whole act. That was awesome. He plays the aw shucks politician really well, doesn't he? You know, he could have us killed, all of us. Kind of scares the hell out of me. Will, where'd you guys get that map of Florida with the yellow water and the darker yellow state of Florida? Your mom. You say my mom? Yes. Oh, okay. Really? And I know that Izzy's is an oyster and seafood place across the street. I had to read it off a script. Or at Izzy's, it's an oyster and seafood place. Really?
Anyway, I just been here in the back admiring it takes a lot of guts to get up here. And I was admiring that and the diversity in the room. I was really checking that out too. I'm so glad. A lot of diversity. We got white people, we got some white people with glasses, some with dark hair. What a great venue too. I love it. Like, hey, we got a huge screen if you want to put your image up there. Like, no, we got our own screen. We're gonna bring our own little thing. Oh man, just sat you guys in here like traffic school. This is awesome. This is my career. Peaking right now. Big night! No, I'm happy to be here. It's nice just to get out of the house, right? I want to get some young people involved in this organization. Are there any younger people, anyone in their 20s here? Yeah? You guys got to get a life. You're hanging out with this crowd? 20s? I'm jealous of you. Enjoy your 20s. You should enjoy it. I can't even talk about my 20s at home. I met my wife when I was like 31. Sometimes she'll ask me, like, what were you doing in your 20s? I'm just like, nothing. I was looking for you. I thought you were in Mexico one weekend. 20s is great, right? That's when you go out with like real friends. Sometimes I'll talk about my 20s. I'll be taking out the garbage, call my buddy from college, like, dude, remember all that shit we used to do? He's like, yeah. I'm like, all right, get back inside. Sometimes they'll call me and I have to cut them off. He'll be like, dude, I just saw this girl that reminded me. I'm like, hey, say hi to Sarah and the kids. You're on speaker. We're all here. Family day. Oh, man. The one confusing thing about tonight was the voting process. That you vote after you see. And you voted for Charles after you saw Charles. How did you know you wanted to vote for him if you hadn't seen? I'm just saying, Florida, you're already not known for having the election process. I don't know if you need some kind of consulting. Is that Frank's idea? Frank. You guys remember Will Rogers? You guys remember Johnny Carson? Mark Twain? Ponce de Leon? Drove that map that Will and Cole are using. The yellow Gulf of Mexico. Who the hell am I? Yeah, that voting, that doesn't work that way. You just want to point that out. You know that now? Don't worry. This is a fun night. I'm happy to be here. Like I said, I just like to get out. You know, we got kids. My wife and I got three under 4. Yeah, that's how people react. Some people ask me what it's like. Here's a fast fact. 75% of the asses I wipe aren't mine. Does that paint the picture? Got one in preschool. One just finished pre-preschool. Did you know that existed? Pre-preschool. My wife's like, he wants to go. We have to sign him up. He wants to go to school. It's like, he wants to go to school? He doesn't know what school is. He wants to go to school? Just walk him out to the garage. We're like, here we are. Yeah, this is our first day. This is a broom right here. We're going to learn how to sweep today. He might be gifted. That's what my wife said. She's like, yeah, he was eating a crayon yesterday. A purple one. It looked like you after a glass of wine. I'm not putting them to bed tonight, so that makes me happy. That's the worst, putting your kids to bed, right? You have to lie to them. That's what we do, we lie every night. Every night we're just like, big day tomorrow. You gotta get some rest. You got a big day tomorrow. Big day. You gotta wake up and cry about broccoli. Keep us from having sex. Sometimes they do have big days though, these kids. They're overscheduled, right? Last weekend my wife's like, you gotta bring her to music, and she's got swimming, and you gotta drop her off gymnastics. We should probably get a calendar. I was like, no, we should probably cancel some shit. Maybe start with gymnastics. That doesn't run in our family. You know, I feel like you sign up your kid for gymnastics, they should bring their parents in the room and test the gene pool. Right, let's go, Dad, touch your toes. No, you can't do that, Mom. Cartwheel. No? All right, we can't accept your child. My daughter had ballet. My wife's like, I gotta get her dressed. She's got ballet. It's like, really? I have to get her dressed? Maybe that's a sign she's not ready for the performing arts. Maybe I should be bringing her to How to Get Dressed. And then I'll drop her off at Listening. They're fun, they're just little, you know? You don't know what to do with them. My wife always wants to do stuff they're not ready for. She wants to take them to the art museum. That was like your big idea. Let's go to the art museum. It's like, yeah, Luke was just talking about how he wants to see some Impressionist paintings. At least I think that's what he said. I'm not sure. He doesn't talk yet. The museum, how about we take them all, give them a pretzel, show them the hand dryers in the bathroom. It'll blow their minds. We did the zoo. We did do that. It's expensive though. This zoo we got in Chicago, you gotta pay to park, pay to get in, the food's not cheap, and then you go in there and the tigers are sleeping. It's like, really? I'm $70 deep. You wanna get a manager and poke with these things? Let's go. It's visiting hours. You get a lion there in like a 20-foot cell, just pissed off, pacing back and forth. My daughter picked up on him. I don't think he's happy. What's he thinking? I was like, he's thinking about killing all of us. That's what he's thinking. And she freaked out. I want to go home. I was like, you know what? So does he. He wants to go home too. They didn't trick him when they painted the jungle on the back of the cell. Don't you love how they do that? Try and recreate the habitat with some BS painting? Like that's gonna fool the animal. Like, oh, maybe I'm back at the Serengeti. There's my buddies over there. Just runs into a wall, turns around, sees a bunch of fat people eating fried dough. I'm gonna do that. My wife's gonna talk about going to Hawaii. I'm just gonna paint some palm trees on our wall. Yeah. She'll come home from work, I'll be like, aloha. Here's your Mai Tai. Yeah, we got kids. It's hard, right? Being married with kids, it's difficult. We just do it though, right? How come people don't tell us how hard it is? There's opportunities, right? You know how many bachelor parties I was at? They brought out a stripper? That's stupid. They should bring out a guest speaker. You fellas all set? All right, let's bring him out. This is Ken. Ken's been married for 3 years. He's got 2 kids. He's gonna drop some knowledge. It's hard, right? And where are you out? Don't get any sleep. That's why my wife and I fight. We love each other, but we fight. You know, she says stuff to me, I say her back. Then she gets bent out of shape. We go, really? You wish you were with someone else? Is that what you want? You wish you married someone else, don't you? One of those blonde sluts you dated? It's like, yeah, that's my fantasy, just to be married to someone else. That's what I lie in bed dreaming about. Same exact storyline, different cast. Really? That'd be like someone in a hospital. I wish I was in a different hospital. We fight. She tried to insult me the other day. She's like, you're not organized. It's just like, ouch. I'm not organized. She acts like we met at the Container Store. I met her at a bar at noon. Maybe that was a sign of crap on my dresser. Yeah, she's great though. No, we do have fun. It's just like I said, the kids are you alright? You're fanning yourself like you're in a black church. You about to fall out? You guys can laugh at that. They're not here, okay? We're gonna establish that. Just calm down. I wish they were, but apparently you guys don't let them in, so. It's exclusive. Really? Really? Really cold. Couldn't come up here by yourself, huh, fellas? Gotta bring some friends and some props. Frank, you think of any other jokes? Wanna come up here? I know you're really pissed when Michael told you to wrap it up. Hey, no! The hell will wait for me? You know who I am? County Commissioner. You'll know in a minute. Kirsten's coming up here talking about me for 5 minutes. Kirsten, my ass. No. These are just jokes. Just kidding. I'm just on edge. It's because it's a kid thing, you know? It's nice to see people out. You come out, right? You're trying to have fun, but it's not as fun as it used to be because, you know, you're with married couples. And that's not It's just not as fun without married couples, right? Just go out and talk about Target for a half hour. Everyone competes with how tired they are. We're exhausted. We don't get any sleep. It's like, why don't we just go home and lay down? Right? And then the women start drinking at the end of the table, right? They start making like bigger plans. Like, we're talking about going to Australia down here. Wouldn't that be fun? Just the couples? It's like, you know that's not going to happen, right? It took us 6 months to put this dinner together. 3 couples canceled today. That's how it is when we go out, you know? My wife and her friends all at the end of the table. They drink. They don't get drunk. They can never admit that they got. That's my wife and her friends. They never get drunk. They're just like, we weren't drunk. My wife, I wasn't drunk. I was just tired. I was exhausted. I've been working my ass off. But yeah, you looked really wiped out when you were dancing on that table. Dry humping the pillar. I wasn't drunk, I didn't have anything to eat. I had an empty stomach. It's like, your stomach wasn't empty, there was a bottle of wine in there. That's just all about the kids though now. That's the phase we're in, you know? Sometimes my wife will take one, or I'll take one, we're like separate, divide and conquer, you know? She took my daughter out the other night, and then sends me a text, we're staying out. Thought you guys had some boy time. Left me with the 2 little dudes for boy time. Really? The little guy doesn't even know he's a boy. Boy time. All right, cool. Text me when you're close so I can get rid of all the strippers and blow. Boy time, what are you gonna do? You guys wanna watch a game? Throw the ball around? No, you wanna stand in that chair and flick the light switch on and off. What do you wanna get into? I'll take all the Kleenex out of the box, one by one? That's awesome. Don't worry about it. I'll just stuff those back in there. I'm just happy to be hanging out with the fellas. Yeah, we gotta get out to Vegas. I want to do that eventually, take my kids on good trips, you know? They're just not, like I said, they're not ready for that. My parents always took us horrible places on vacation. You like learn stuff. Like Williamsburg, Virginia, that was spring break, 88. It's like, are we on vacation or are we trying to get extra credit? Have you been there? Colonial America? Yeah, I was there, I got heat stroke. You know a bad place to have health issues? 1776. And you go back to school, try and compete with other kids, like come back from Disney World, so you want to hold off on that Space Mountain towel for a minute? I'm going to show you how to churn butter. We went to Salem, Massachusetts. That was another vacation, because I was like 11. My parents were like, it's time, let's bring them where the witch trials were. Like, oh, is this where they crushed all those innocent women with boulders? I don't ever want to go home. Where's the gift shop? We did Disney World a couple months ago. I will say that. We just went down there like real quick, just a few nights. It was hell. That was not fun. That's life, Disney World, you know? Just waiting in line, surrounded by horrible people. There's bursts of joy, but most of it sucks. We're in line to meet the Frozen characters, and my kids are acting like little maniacs, you know? And this dude, like in his 20s, like turns around and rolls his eyes, like, oh, I can't wait to have kids. It's like, shut your mouth, right? And by the way, you don't have kids? Why are you in line to meet Elsa? Is she gonna freeze her sperm? Yeah, it's just, they're a lot to handle. But I'm having fun with them this summer, you know? Trying to get my daughter ride a bike. We were out the other day trying to get her off the training wheels. She's got her helmet too, which my buddy's like, give me crap about it. We didn't wear helmets. Why she wear them? I was like, because we were stupid. We didn't know, right? We have more information now. We've made progress. You think people always push back as things develop like that? You think the Wright brothers are like, really? You guys are putting doors on the airplane? You pansies. Just go up there with the scarf and goggles. Oh yeah, she's gonna wear a helmet. She's my little princess. She told me the other day when she gets older she wants to marry me, which was so cute. My wife was standing it up. She's like, I thought the same thing after 3 years. We're out of it. Yeah, they're fun. They just ask a lot of questions. That's what kids do when they're little, right? Every day is like a huge press conference. I should set up my living room like this. A lot of questions. My daughter the other day asked me how come there's holes in my Cheerios. It's just like, eat it, right? What do you want to hear? That's profit for General Mills. My son wanted to know why the inside of our windows are frosted. It's like, dude, I'm Catholic. That's science, no clue. I can show you how you like write your initials in there. When's Mom gonna be home? That's a big one I get. When's Mom gonna be home? It's like, don't you think I'm wondering the same thing? I don't know. I don't know. How about this? When I start paying attention to you, she's close. When I put my phone on the counter, she's in the driveway. There she is. So Michael mentioned he's Catholic. I'm Catholic too. We're from Chicago. You got a lot of Chicago people here? Yeah? Yeah. Oh, you were? I thought you were one. I thought you were Will or Cole, but you're not. You were the stage manager that was also dressed exactly like that. Yeah. Except you have pants on because you're an adult. These guys, khakis and flip flops, so cool. Not wearing pants. I live in Florida. You guys didn't wear pants? No. Really? I'm not super Catholic though, you know? I'm not like gonna try and hold your hand during the Our Father. You ever see those people at church? Like, what are you going pro? Get the hell away from me, it's flu season. You know? I'm not that Catholic. I don't get communion like this. I think I did that once in high school. My buddy was handing it out and I got in his line just to freak him out. Like, how would you like to be handing that out? You know, I think I'd just be like, why would you ever do that? You gotta try this pizza. I'd love to. Bring it in there for me, would you? I need to start going to mass stuff. I want to start going to church more often. If I do, I'm going Saturday evening at like 4 or 5 o'clock mass, right? Those are my people right there. They're like admitting, like, we're getting banged up tonight. There's no way we're getting up tomorrow. Yeah, get this out of the way. You should be able to tailgate that mess. You know, the church starts at 4, we're getting to the parking lot around 2, bring some bags. I want to bring a dip. Yeah, from the south side. My wife's great. We go out, you know. We don't go out at night though, you know, because I work at night. We go out for like brunch. She loves brunch. All women do, right? That's always a woman's idea. No guys are like, let's go out and crush some brunch. Crush brunch. Guys do that to make things sound like bigger, right? Guys try to make it sound almost like violent. We're gonna go out and get annihilated, just smash it. Saw this girl the other night, wanted to destroy her. Like, what are you talking about? She's 24. She's got her whole life in front of her. I would wreck that. You go out and pick up Strange. Have you heard that? That's not classy. You go out and pick up some Strange. I have buddies that talk like that, and I try and hang in the conversation. Yeah, I slept with my wife. They're like, dude, don't talk about married sex. That's disgusting. Like, really? I can't talk about my familiar? You can only discuss your Strange? I barely get any familiar. My familiar is becoming strange. Yeah, so we go out to brunch. That's our thing. My wife likes the trendy restaurants. You know the ones I'm talking about, like the one-word restaurants? That's how they name them now, you know? So I was like, I want to go to Toast. Let's go to Fork, Bowl, Plate, Napkin, Menu. It's like, how do they name their restaurants out? You just kind of look around the room, play I Spy? Like $14 omelet? Why don't you call it Rip? Off. She dragged me to one place. I forgot the water to kick off the meal. Guess what's in my water? Slice of cucumber in my water. I was like, all right, I hate this place. I'm gonna kill everyone here. I don't want to sound like a jerk, but guess what I don't like in my water? Food. Anybody trying to sneak a vegetable in my diet? It's like my mom's in the back, like, smash up some peas, put it in his hash browns. Like it's like a diner, you know, old school. A place called George's. It's called that because he owns it. He's there behind the counter. You know the counter I'm talking about, all these shady people, like serial killers, but you feel safe because there's a cop in there too reading the paper. They have that 18-page menu. They got everything. Some of the tables eating shrimp. Other guys got lasagna. Girl across from me is eating walleye. You're like, I don't know how you keep it all fresh, George, but this is awesome. And very reasonable too. Keep it coming, Jorge. That's what I like. And that's what my wife likes. Sometimes. My wife's mad at me lately. She says I never post anything about her on Facebook. It's like, yeah, I'm not going to. You ever see those couples? They post stuff all the time, like, happy anniversary to my rock. I know it's been a tough ride, but there's no one else I'd rather be on this journey with. It's like, all right, these two hate each other. They definitely have some issues. Look at this bullshit. What do you think the problem is? Then you scroll down and you see like, oh, it's our 2-year-old's birthday. He's a handful, but we love him. It's like, all right, here's the issue right here. We're raising a psychopath. No, it's tough with the kids though. They just, they wear you down, you know? They're terrorists, really. That's what they are. And as parents, you're like, we're not going to negotiate with these terrorists, and then they start blowing some shit up, and you're like, all right, let's just find out what their demands are. You know, you want some pudding? We can talk about that. Just finish your dinner. It's like, you want it now. It's like, you can't have it now. We're going to blow up this restaurant. It's like, no, don't do that. We'll hook you up. Yeah, they're a lot of work. Potty training one of them right now. Our little guy, he doesn't get it. He was running our floor the other night, kitchen floor, and then just stares at me like, deal with it. It's like, dude, you can't go there. Why? It's like, because that you go in that room. That's where you go. Why? It's like, really? Any reasons? It's like, first of all, you're sober. Watch him run around the other day. We got a play tunnel. Have you seen the play tunnel? It's like we're training them to be Navy SEALs. I finally got him to come in there. He was scared. I like coaxed him. I got a toy, went in, finally got him in there. Should have checked his diaper before we got in that situation. He like turned around and camped out in front of me, and I was stuck there in the tunnel. I felt like Andy Dufresne in Shawshank. I crawl my way out to freedom. All right, we're gonna wrap it up. But this has been fun. And I want to thank the people for inviting me. My point guy was Todd. Well, Michael Palascak invited me and put me in touch with Todd. And Todd was great to work with. I talked to Charles a little bit as he was getting ready for the night. So one more time for SalusCare. They're doing great things. It's been a great night. I was a little bit worried when I came in and saw the raw chicken in the lobby. So can't they do this in the back and then just bring it out? Ready? All right, no, that's fine. Show us the flesh. That'll build up our appetite. That must have been some kind of health code against it, right? No? You had to do that. You're honoring all these birds and how sacred they are. And then here's some dead chicken right here. Put this up right in front of these birds we're honoring, just to keep up with the theme. No, but we're really near the end. Chris, anything else you want to say about Frank before we wrap it up? Where is Frank? He's probably already left. Frank. It's a house of cards, my friend. House of cards. I don't buy your little routine for a minute. Up here quoting the barbershop quartet. You're a cold-blooded killer. That's what you are. Dancing around from party to party. You're not even loyal. You're cutthroat, dude.
You're out of material.
I'm sorry, I didn't mean to interrupt you. You're talking to Will and Cole about pants? But I appreciate it. I'm not out of material. Can you imagine him asking me if I'm out of material? I'm never out of material, Frank. I'm just going to look up something Jay Leno wrote a few years ago. And I'll enter that into the You should have known from Charlie Chaplin. He was silent. Thanks, Pat McGann. Thank you for having me.
Pat McGann, everybody! Give a round of applause for all of our comedians that performed and competed. Two mics, both them working, okay. Before we announce the winner, I'd like to introduce SalusCare President and CEO Stacy Cook-Hawk for a final reminder of why we're all here.
Okay, so I'm not Stacy. Just so you know. But I get to introduce Stacy because I don't do smart things too often. And one of the smart things I got to do was offer this bright young lady the position of President and CEO of SalusCare. Give her a big round of applause.
There's a script in front of me and I can't read it. I won't keep you. Thank you so much. I am honored. Our community is honored. What you've chosen to do this evening, you could have done anything. Could have gone anywhere. You could be at a movie. You chose to join us, SalusCare, this community, to raise money for behavioral health, to help our children in our community, children, adolescents, and their families. And I promise I will keep it short. It's important for you to know something. I want to keep the room happy and alive and joyful. One thing that we at SalusCare are preparing to determine how to mitigate is a significant cut in funding of about $700,000. So having you here today to donate, to support, to advocate is absolutely incredible. I am so grateful for all of you. I'm honored to be in this position. I've been with the company for well over 20 years, and it's home for me. Behavioral health is something I am so passionate about. And to see all of the comedians who've donated their time to be with us, to join with us, is a blessing. I want you to know how powerful this is and exactly what you're doing. It's huge, and I thank you, and I thank everybody in the room. I'm grateful. Thank you for this opportunity. Michael, to you.
We're going to announce who won. You have information here. Okay. I'll lead you in and then you can say the number. Okay. We're working on this. The winner of tonight's comedy show raising
$1,874.
and receiving the honor of being named Lee County's Best Comic for 2017